What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be talking about Cyelee optics. Now, what's interesting is I've been using Cyelee optics for years now, and on top of that, another nice thing about this channel is I do not make any money from Cyelee. This is a completely independent review. Regardless if they've sent me stuff in the past, these optics are actually pretty solid. Like I said, I do not make any money. You will not hear me talk about a coupon code, a link, or anything like that. This is just strictly my opinion. Now, what's interesting about Cyelee optics is there's rumors that they're made in the same factory as Holosun, which that could be true, that could be false. I honestly don't know, so I can't answer that for you. But what I will say is they are built to last, and I've never had a single issue with them. I've had issues with a Trijicon SRO. I dropped it from waist height, and it shattered, right? And I get it's not a duty optic and whatever you want to say, but still, it shattered. Someone I know, their aim point acro, just completely crapped out on them. Completely crapped out in the middle of shooting at the range, right? On top of that, I have a Viridian RFX 44, a $550 optic. Doesn't work. Completely crapped out. New battery and everything, completely crapped out on me. I have ridiculous amounts of Cyelees. Ridiculous amount because they're affordable. Never a single problem. Have I had any glass break? No, I have not. The most I've ever had is tons of scratches all over the outside, but it still functions. Now today we're going to be talking about a couple Cyelee optics, but right here is going to be your Cat G-Pro. This is my first one. Before this video and before this last time out, I did not have a G-Pro. So this is my first time owning one, and so far, I actually really like the thing. I've been using it with my laser training system, and it's pretty dang solid, right? Now, on top of that, like I said, we're going to touch on the Cat G-Pro. The one I have been running on many firearms, if you've seen in the past, is the Cat X Pro. And for RMRs and stuff like that, Glock 26s, my Glock 26 Gen 5 MOS, Wolf X Pro, which you guys have seen me carry for how many years now. Now, one thing I want to point out is this Mossberg MC2SE has been sent back and fixed. I'm hoping third time's a charm. Not the third time being sent back is the charm. So hopefully this thing runs. So far, I've had no dead triggers, but we got to put some more rounds through it to see, and I will keep you guys updated. Anyways, the Cat G-Pro, let's just go over some of the dimensions. Window size, you can see right there, dimensions, and it's made for carrying duty. Now, what does it come with? It's made for an RMSC, 407K, or 507K. So you can run these on Shield Pluses, SIG P365s, Hellcats, Hellcat Pros, you know, Mossberg MC2SCs, Kimber Mako R7s, Ruger Max 9s, basically, you know, your Glock 43Xs, your Glock 48s, basically your slim line handguns, right? You have 8 different daylight settings, you have motion deactivated standby, up to 50,000 hours of battery life, and each adjustment's 1 MOA for 3 MOA. Now this one is simply just a green dot, right? The Cat X Pro, I'll show you real quick. Same dimensions, same size, made for the same footprints, right? Now the difference is going to be you get all these different options. Now, what's also different is, let's see it real quick, 3 MOA. This is 3 MOA to 30 MOA. Now for me, stuff like this doesn't work. My eyes have a hard time picking that up, therefore I don't need it, and we are clear to safety check. This dot is literally perfect. It is literally perfect. I'll show you right here. The shield. This, you know, is a $300 optic or whatever the case may be. You can't really see it, but it pulsates. It's really an odd optic. Sometimes it's bright. Sometimes it's dim. I like it a lot, but to be honest, I will be swapping it out for this one, and I'll probably put this back on the Mossberg. But, and then right here you have your Holosun, which I really like. Solid, 407K. And right here, if you're wondering, that's a Dove Mounting Solutions optic. So if you go to dovemounts.com, you can use code SPN for 10% off. And any handgun that doesn't have an optics cut, you can go ahead and get a kit like this. Comes with your front sight for a nice lower 1/5 co-witness. And boom, you're good to go. But my point is, these optics are cheaper than Holosuns. They're cheaper than Trijicons. They're cheaper than many of the companies out there. And they're meant to absolutely just run and run and run. Look how thick the walls are on it. Compared to something like that shield, right? You see that? absolutely built like a tank. I'll show you the sides. And on top of that, the angles, this sticking out more, the design. One thing I learned with the Trijicon SRO is the way it's designed, the angles, the windows, all sorts of stuff. That's what protects that glass from breaking. The SRO literally has a point on it that says hit here and you're done. And that's exactly what happens, right? I've had no issues with any of my Cyelees. This is a brand new one. Can't wait to actually get it out the range and try it out. But so far on my laser system, I love it. Now here's compared to a Holosun, right? Even thicker than a Holosun. Still doesn't take up much more of the handgun. Still relatively low profile. It's still co-witness. And it's still a nice window. Bigger than the Holosun 407K. You see that? Actually really nice glass. And then up top, just built like an overall tank. Now here's the thing. I've seen tons of torture tests. People dipping these in buckets for 48 hours of water. People slamming them, dragging them, breaking them. They just don't break. And even if the glass breaks, they still run. That's the purpose of them. They are built like absolute tanks. I'll show you the Wolf X Pro real quick. This is honestly my favorite optic for the price. Sorry, I dropped it. For the price, Wolf X Pro. Absolutely love this thing. You have a little cutout right there for a co-witness with the sights. But if you've seen my Wolf X Pro on my Glock 26 Gen 5 MOS, that's what I run. Low profile, especially for an RMR cut. Small, and once again, built like an absolute tank. Let's check them out real quick. Look at that window. Built like, here, let's turn brightness down. Built like an absolute tank. And like I said, you still have all the other settings if you like that. I don't like those other settings. I get why people use them to learn how to, you know, find your dot and so on. I'm telling you guys, Cyelees are no joke. People just think because you see the name Trijicon or you see the name C2 MOA all the way to 26 MOA. See, people hear the name Holosun or Trijicon or whatever, and they think that's what you have to go to. And if you don't have that, then it cannot compete. I promise you, this can probably outlast most of the dots that are out there. Built like an absolute tank. Now, some of these other bullcrap optics, these Amazon optics, Chinese optics, whatever, absolute trash. I will agree. I have many of them. You've seen reviews where I trash them. Cyelee is different. Cyelee has actually come a long way in their production. I have them on rifles. I have them on ARs. I have them on shotguns. I literally have them across the board. And simply because they're affordable, and I have a lot of firearms. Therefore, I can afford to put dots on a lot of my firearms. Do you need a dot for everyday carry? You do not. No, not at all. Is it nice to have? Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I mean, it adds a little bit of mass and a little bit more surface area, but at the end of the day, you don't need one, but they are nice to have. Right here, you know, especially for a firearm that's $400, $450, spending whatever it is for the Cyelee, $220, whatever the case may be, and knowing it's going to, you know, last years, take a beating, whatever, as your everyday carry, I definitely have peace of mind. And if you don't believe me, go on the, you know, past videos I put out on Cyelees, look at the comments. Look at how many people say they've had an amazing experience, how great they work. I'm not trying to sell you on them. They're just good, quality, solid optics, and I've been using them for years. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.